I wanted to talk about these white gangsters out of it's crazy. This 19 white gang members got arrested in Florida, and I'm realizing that a lot of our a lot of this shit, this drama that's going on, it be in Florida. I didn't
Right,
realize
right.
how.
Florida cracking over there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Florida is out of
Florida
control.
bracket. Yeah.
But I'm not surprised that these 19 gang members that were charged in this indictment in the state of Florida in conjunction with the ATF. They're from a gang called IGD, the Insane Gangster Disciples. But when I look at it, they're all white dudes. But I've always known that the majority of gang members in the United States are actually whites. But when you watch the news, when you watch TV, when you watch the movies, they're always putting black and brown bodies to play the gang members, especially the street gang members. We're not talking about the mafia or
Right, right.
organized crime. We're talking about some street gang members, which these guys were. And all these 19 guys were just recently charged in Jacksonville, Florida. And normally we don't see these stories. I read about these stories all the time because I know the majority of gang members are white. But it's interesting to finally see, this published, on in the mainstream news.
Well, it's hard to sweep under the rug. From what I heard, they was over there kicking up a lot of dust over there, man. They had took over some city blocks over there in Jacksonville, man. And one of the neighbors had, said that she just watched the violence escalate and escalate, as far as well as the thefts. A lot of people were uh, had items coming up missing from their homes, from their yards, so they had a whole little ring over there. And I believe the bigger and stronger they got, the more brazen and brazen that they became, and probably just think that they weren't on a radar, or because of, you know, of their white privilege, that they felt that they wasn't going to get, hammered down like they end up getting, so they did arrest these 19 people. It ranges from theft to murder, so they definitely gonna have to pay the piper.
Yeah, they're calling this Operation Crown Down, which
Crown down. Yeah, I saw that, man. That's crazy. Yeah,
I'm
they
always
always have some
like,
slick names for some operations. Yeah.
yeah, they always got some funny names. They had one against the Jungles. They called it Operation Stone Cold
Yeah.
against the Black P Stones, and they're always trying to come up with a name. But yeah, these guys are all charged, and they're also linking a little bit of fentanyl trafficking in them. It's not the main thing, but they got a murder, they got a manslaughter, they got a carjacking, they got drug trafficking, grand theft auto. So it's just interesting that most of the time we don't see white folks charged with these street crimes, but hey, it happens all over middle America, and for some reason we just don't see them on television. I feel like the news is almost looking like if the news has a story of 19 white gang members and 19 black gang members, they're gonna go, let's show the black ones.
Oh,
that
no
that's
doubt, no doubt,
that's better, right?
no doubt. But these guys did they did find a reasonable amount of firearms. They did find drugs. They did find money. I believe that they may try to set an example. For these 19 right here, just based on they weren't the only 19. Like you say, you have so many white gang members that we just the regular society don't see, because they don't put them on TV and stuff like this like they usually do. But I believe they may try to set an example out of these guys and gals.
Yeah, there's a couple of gals in this indictment too. I'm gonna play this short little clip real quick of this guy is covering the story down there in Florida.
Yeah, guys, 19 arrests, just a massive gang bust on the west side, and we found out that it was the gang IGD. I asked about the name Operation Crown Down that JSO assigned to this, and they said that IGD uses a crown as one of its icons, so hence the name Crown Down. And this all started about 6 months ago. As you mentioned, they've been working at this after the murder of Devontae Jackson. They arrested Chase Robinson in connection with that murder. Then when they were talking with him, they found out that he was a member of this gang, so expanded the operation outward and arrested those other 18 members, and they all face different charges of distribution of drugs, methamphetamine, fentanyl, heroin, cocaine, you name it, marijuana, and then also you mentioned the 18 guns as well that they pulled off the street. So a lot of those other members are facing charges about that. And I've been to a lot of pressers here at JSO, and I've never seen a room so packed. I mean, it was standing room only, a lot of officers in there, and that just shows how big of an operation this was, and the sheriff wanted to make sure that all those officers got credit for the work they've been doing the past half of a year.
Through the thoughtful and meticulous investigative work of our JSO detectives and our law enforcement partners, many gang members are facing serious criminal charges.
There you go. They are facing all those charges, and I think that we should see more of these white gangsters getting charged in the mainstream media, because a lot of times they just these cases are occurring without us even seeing it hitting the news. So I was actually surprised to see that, wow, they really put this on, they really covered this in mainstream media, because I'm always looking for these white gang stories, because I see the data. I see like thousands and thousands of white gangsters be arrested, but I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
where are the stories at? I want to see these
Right.
stories. So here's a good example of finally a story. And look, everybody in this indictment, I thought there was like a couple brothers in it, but when I looked close at them, I'm like, no, most of these guys are all white.
No doubt.
And there's not one black dude on that. There might be one Latino dude, but nah, this was a straight up white gang that took on the Midwest gang named the Gangster Disciples. I don't know if they're connected to Chicago, but one of the stories said that they're a faction of the Chicago gang of the Disciples, but I don't know if that's true or not. But
Right. We talked about that last week about gangs,
yeah,
other cities taking on different gang names, and I mean, these were a real gang. I can't say that. I can't say that they're connected to the original GDs, but at the same time, they took the name and used it with knowledge or without, and they did real gang shit. So now you have to see, you got 19 people. I left my dice in there in the other room, but I'd have rolled the dice and probably tried to see how many gonna snitch. You know what I mean? How many gonna hold it down? They do have different various charges, but usually the dudes with the lesser charges gonna tell on the dudes at the top. But they may hold it down. We gonna see. They may all stay solid and take their charge on the chin. But when you hit 19 people from one gang, man, that gang took a pretty good hit. It could have dismantled them. And I don't know how large the gang is, but yeah, they got their ass on that one.
yeah, we'll see. It'd be funny if they all stood solid. That'd be embarrassing. The white gang stayed more solid than a lot of
Right.
these.
That's why I say it's possible. Shit, you know what I mean?
And